Hey, it's Randy from Funeral Funds of America. In this video, I'm going to share with you the actual pricing for $25,000 worth of burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 68-year-old male. Now, first thing I'd recommend is go to our website. We've got these free quoters on just about every single page, and all you need to do is just select the state that you live in. We are licensed in all 50 states. Select the coverage amount, put your birthday, the rest of the info in, click Get Quotes Now. It will take you to a page that's going to show you all the best insurance companies with all the lowest rates. And that's going to help you avoid two pitfalls. First pitfall is those companies that advertise on TV and magazines and junk mail that advertise those really low teaser rates that provide almost no coverage, and then they try to upsell you when they do talk to you. Number two pitfall is those plans with 2-year waiting periods, where they can be 200% higher than first day coverage. So yeah, just avoid those. You can also call us at 888-862-9456. We can help you out and help you understand your options there too. But really, the first thing a 68-year-old male should do if looking for $25,000 is just understand, is that going to cover, all the final expense needs? Now, typically that's going to be for either a cremation or a burial. So let's tackle cremation first. The average cost of a cremation right now in the United States is between $1,000 to $2,000. That's if you come home in a cardboard box or an urn. Nothing fancy. Now, if you're going to have some sort of a ceremony with your cremation, maybe a remembrance of life or celebration of life ceremony, something like that, that's probably going to be between $3,500 to $4,500. So coverage-wise, for that cremation where you come home in a cardboard box or an urn, we typically recommend around $5,000 to $7,000. And you might be saying, well, Randy, the cremation's $2,000, but you're talking $5,000 coverage. What's going on? Well, yeah, you're 68 years old. You probably want to make it to 78 or 88. And we know that the price of cremations is going to go up over time. So what we typically do is just get a little bit more coverage, just allow for that. That inflation proofs your plan. And then God forbid, if you did die sooner, there's maybe a little extra money left over for family members, or typically to pay off some final expenses that, just kind of pop up, like medical expenses and stuff like that. So it works great. Inflation proofing, but also helps in the short term. So if you're going to do that cremation and the ceremony, we'd probably recommend around $7,000 to $10,000. Again, inflation proofs the plan, but helps in the short term as well. Now, as far as burial goes, the average cost of a burial right now in the United States is around $10,000. So if you walk into pretty much any funeral home in the United States right now with a $10,000 check, they'll get it done. But it's not going to be anything fancy. But it's also hard to imagine that they would let you walk out the door and, walk down the road to one of their competitors and hand that check to them, right? So just understand they're probably going to work with you, but it's going to be a very simple, meager funeral. So just keep that in mind. So most people we would help, males age 68, would be looking at anywhere between $10,000, $15,000, maybe even $20,000. Occasionally $25,000, but most of the people we work with have fixed or limited income, and we're kind of really cautious in helping them spend their money, and we want to really keep their premiums as low as they can, and therefore we just typically recommend they keep this insurance all about their final expenses, not about leaving money for family for other things. Sometimes people would say, well, I want to get $50,000 and leave some money for my family. Well, I can tell you what, 68 years old is probably the wrong time to be doing that, because it does get expensive. So if you want to do that, we typically recommend get a policy for the final expenses, kind of have that be dedicated. If you want, you can get a separate policy for the kids. And that way, if at some point in the future, if you want to drop that and just keep the final expense, easy peasy. Yeah. So one thing we always recommend is first aid coverage or benefits. That is really important. We do not recommend those plans with 2-year waiting periods at all. We'll talk about those in just a moment. But yeah, first day coverage is really important. And what that means is, hypothetically, if your coverage were approved and issued today and you died tomorrow, the insurance company would have to pay out that check for $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, $25,000. That's the best coverage. It's also the lowest pricing. You definitely want that. Now, some people would say, well, Randy, I like that first day coverage, but I'm not in the best of health, and I'm worried I won't qualify. And we typically say, hey, that's our worry, not your worry. And what we mean is that, from an insurance standpoint, we work with enough different insurance companies. They all ask different health questions. They all have different underwriting requirements. And 90 to 95% of the time, we're getting people first aid coverage or benefits. Really, the only reason you wouldn't qualify for first aid coverage is if you had some really significant health issues going on, like, maybe you had a terminal illness and you're going to pass away in the next 12 months, or you had dementia, or you had, you're on dialysis or in a hospital or a nursing home. If that were the case, typically we would refer you out to a different insurance company. And then the other thing that seems to happen on a weekly basis, unfortunately, is people will call us up and say, hey, we just had a family member pass away this last week. They didn't have any insurance. We don't have any money. Their body's down at the funeral home. The funeral home director is not going to do anything till he gets a check in his hand. So we need to get this insurance really quick so we can get a check in our hand to pay out the funeral home director. And we have to let them know there's no insurance company in the United States that's going to offer a policy on a dead person. No, they don't do that. You got to be alive to qualify for this insurance. And it's really terrible that the person who died, they didn't take care of this in advance. They knew they were going to die someday. They probably thought about getting this insurance at some point, and they just put it off. And then they just went and died. And now the family members have to deal with this. And typically family members are going to have to pay for this with credit cards, 26% interest on average. And you got to think, why would you do that to the people that you love the most? Why would you roll the dice and make them pay for this? It's a terrible legacy to leave behind. You could have lived the best life in the world until you screwed up this one last thing. So don't be that person. It's an easy mistake to happen, but it's also an easy mistake to make not happen. So let us help you out with this. If your budget's tight, we can start with a smaller amount. We can always add more coverage later. Let us help you out with that. So one thing we never recommend, though, is those plans with 2-year waiting periods. In Colonial Penn, you may not know this, but Colonial Penn, their $9.95 plan, yep, you guessed it, 2-year waiting period. Ouch, right? Ouch. Yeah, you don't want that. So, Colonial Penn's not the only company that offers those 2-year waiting periods. Mutual of Omaha, United of Omaha, they're lying there, AIG Gerber. Gosh, there's so many different companies out there that only offer, first aid coverage on some of their plans. So some of these companies out there have done an amazing job of convincing the American public that, if they're over age 50, the only thing they're going to qualify for is a plan with a 2-year waiting period. To which we always say, don't believe such nonsense, because we help people with first aid coverage all day long. Yes, we do. Now, our male age 68 probably just got done watching that Colonial Penn commercial saying, oh my gosh, that sounds awfully nice. $9.95, I'm probably going to get $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, maybe even $50,000 for only $9.95. I outsmarted the insurance company, didn't I? And then they talk with a Colonial Penn agent. They look on their website like we've done here, and they find out that, $9.95 for a 68-year-old male, 1 unit of coverage, $9.95 is only going to pay out $762. Ouch, right? I mean, $762 is not even enough to pay for a cremation anywhere that we know of in the United States. And it really wouldn't matter even if it did, because it's got a 2-year waiting period. It's not going to pay out any death benefit in the next 2 years if you die of any health or medical reason. So you're so far behind on something like this that, there is some people out there that would say that these companies that offer these teaser rates, these really low teaser rates, just to get you to call in and get your info, they do that not to sell you the teaser rate plan because it's such minuscule coverage, but they do that actually to get you on the phone to show you how little coverage it is, and then they try to upsell you to more coverage that's more profitable to them. Now, we would never say that Colonial Penn ever had intentions like that, but some people have brought it up, and you may want to consider that when you're just thinking about $9.95 only, paying $762. So anyway, let's see how much coverage we can get. The challenge with Colonial Penn is they max out at 15 units. We're not going to be able to get $25,000 with them. In fact, look at that. The only thing we can get with 15 units is $11,400, and it's going to be $150 a month. Yeah, let's go and look at some first aid coverage, see if we can save you some money, get you more coverage. Either way, it's a win. So $25,000, male, age 68. Here we go. Get quote. Again, $11,000 roughly for $150. Look at that. Oh, look at this. Look at this. I want to show you. $25,000 for $151. And this is $150 for $11,400. So Colonial Penn, I mean, you know, really, if they went up to $25,000, they would be 200% more expensive. Plus, right? Yeah. So why would you go with a company that's going to charge you 200% more, and they're going to make you overpay for the rest of your life, and they're going to sock you with a 2-year waiting period? Why would you do that? It makes no sense. You need to be a smart consumer. And it's okay if you're not a smart consumer. Just let us help you be a smart consumer. Yeah, this is level coverage. That means first day coverage. Yeah, great deal. Let's look at some other companies here. Here's one. Like Lumico. Yeah, I mean, level coverage, right? $168, roughly, I'm just guessing $15 more a month. That's $180 a year more. After 10 years, when our 68-year-old male is now 78, he will have overpaid right around $1,800 more. Why would you do that when, if you just let us help you, we could get you approved for better pricing that's going to save you loads of money? That money's better off in your own pocket, spending it on yourself or spending it on your family rather than giving it to an insurance company. Insurance made clear. Yes, it's clear. It is more expensive, interestingly enough. Okay, let's look at maybe one other one. Oh, yeah, here's one. Oh, yeah. Lincoln Heritage. They're a fine company, I guess, but yikes. Ooh, look at that pricing. Almost $200. Ouch, right? It is level coverage, though, but holy guacamole, almost $200. Well, here's the reason it's more expensive. The reason is they've got a deal. When you pass away, they will supposedly call 2-3 different funeral homes to get the lowest pricing, maybe do a couple other things, but they don't do that for free. They charge for that. Yeah, $196. Yeah, well, $197 basically. Let's go and see. Let's double check again. Yeah. So basically $200 minus $151. So basically probably $45 a month. I'm just kind of rounding numbers here. $45 a month times 12 months, that's roughly $540. And our 68-year-old male, if he makes it age 78 years old, in 10 years, you have roughly overpaid right around $5,400 more just for an insurance company to call 2 or 3 funeral homes and maybe do a couple other things that may only take an hour or so. So if you think that's $5,400 worth that, then I don't know. We don't recommend that. We recommend you keeping that money in your own pocket. You're going to save that money. Heck, that's if you live 10 years. What if you live 20 years? Doubles, $10,800. Yikes. On a $25,000 policy. Don't overpay. Here's what we recommend. We recommend going with a lower price company. We can help you out with companies like this. And then we've got a free funeral and estate planning guide you can download off our website for free. And then just print it out. And then once it's printed out, you fill it out. You write down who gets what and what goes where and what you want done after you're gone. And then once that's all done, you keep it with your insurance policy. And then when you pass away, your family members go to that one area, and they're going to know that they're not only protected financially with the insurance policy, but also protected emotionally with that funeral and estate planning guide. Because all they'll have to do is just open that thing up, read through it, and then execute your wishes, and they'll know that they're doing everything exactly as you wanted it done. And what peace of mind that will give them, knowing they don't have to worry about this. And they will also know that you love them, not only in life, also in death. And really, in death is when they'll need you the most, that one last time. And what a way to provide for them. What a good legacy to leave behind. What a wonderful gift of love. So we can help you out with that. We've got, go to funeralfunds.com. We've actually got a quota for our YouTube viewers, funeralfunds.com/YouTube. And you can go there. You can get the most discounts and the best rates right there. You can also call us at 888-862-9456. One of our agents can help you out, help you understand your options, answer any questions for you. And we look forward to helping you out with this. Now, keep in mind, if you've got an existing policy that you want to see if we can price shop and get you lower pricing, or you want to add coverage to that, we can help you out with that. If you just need a brand new policy or have questions about what you might qualify for or rates or any other details, we can help you out with that. But we look forward to at some point in the future helping you get the most amount of coverage for the least amount of money. And when that day comes, we will be blessed to help you out with this. And until that day comes, you stay safe, you take care. You have a nice day. Bye-bye.